What I wish I knew before becoming an entrepreneur. I started my journey at 19 years old, and there is a lot of mistakes that I made. If I could go back and do it again, there's a few things I would have done differently. I went from having a career in fashion to finding my love in fitness and building a business around a lifestyle that ultimately was very expensive. The business model was really hard to have consistent cash flow and reoccurring revenue. So that was my first mistake, is just not understanding the actual industry and business model that I was getting myself into. But also I started building first, and I realized that I should have learned from other entrepreneurs, gone into maybe more of a startup or something where I could really be able to learn a lot of skills quickly. I just spent a lot of money and learned, failed, and repeated that cycle until I figured it out, which was a lot of stress on my nervous system. But if I could go back, and what I'm kind of now doing is learning, earning, and then building. And my reason for this is, if I'm learning on someone else's dime and I get all of this experience that without spending a lot of my own money, that is such an invaluable, I want to say skill, but it's like, it's an asset that you're then putting back into yourself, because the more you learn, the more you can earn, and then the more that you can build into your own ownership and actually have control over your lifestyle and get your time back, which time is ultimately the biggest commodity, right? So now that Kiara and I, my business partner, Deal Diary, if you don't know, we have a podcast around all of our M&A journey. We are acquiring a recession-proof business. And what that means is it's very unsexy, and it's industries that we don't necessarily know all of the skills, but our unique skill sets and our superpowers will come in and help that business scale. So for example, we're looking at landscaping material distribution. So we had a conversation with an owner this morning that may be looking to exit in 3 years. So with that, M&A, mergers and acquisitions, is such a large world. And if you fuck it up, you can put yourself in a world of trouble. That's all I'm going to say. And with that, we take this first acquisition really seriously, because ultimately whatever sector that we go into, we are going to keep acquiring and then roll that up and sell it on, which you're going to get a lot higher multiple on the revenue, which is where you actually make your big money, as in the exit. So this is a 7-year plan. And with that 7-year plan, I would actually love to go and learn more about mergers and acquisition in a firm that's doing big deals. And so I can see how they're looking at their debt servicing, how they're looking at their due diligence process, and ultimately seeing the experts play the field, because this is just like such a world that is new to me. The whole investment banking world, I really only started learning about this 6 to 7 months ago. And so we're a part of this mastermind. That's how me and my business partner met. And so now I'm really realizing I wish I did that when I was younger, before I went into my first startup. Ultimately, I did persevere and exit that company, but it wasn't without countless nights losing sleep, hands in my head, crying to my mom or to my friend at that time. And ultimately it was like such a lonely road. And now I'm really utilizing the power of building a community and networking within this sector, because the more you can have mentors and experienced leaders be able to give you feedback, it all comes back from imposter syndrome, because we all started with nothing. We all had to learn to walk, talk, and all these things that sometimes it's just really daunting going into a very male dominant industry. But I am now doing cold outreach. Yes, I am sitting on Google researching the M&A firms in Phoenix, Arizona, so I can see who I need to reach out to. And I'm just ultimately going to say, hey, look, I understand you don't know me. I see your experience. You're a seasoned veteran in the M&A space. I would love to buy you a coffee. Here is my story. I know you don't know much about me, but if you have 5 minutes of your time, I will drive to your office during the weekday and make sure I don't take up more than 30 minutes of your day. And so when you come across with, hey, I'm willing to learn, this is what I'm doing, this is who I am, but respecting their time, I think is key. Because some people, I will notice, they make it all about them, but it really needs to be all about understanding where someone's at and making sure that you acknowledge where they are on their journey. So yeah, I'm really excited about this whole new chapter. It's scary. I feel inspired constantly about Kiara and I's growth, and being two females in this space, we are really paving the way for our future fund to be hopefully all women. I'm really excited about our deal team. We just found an M&A lawyer, and she is amazing. She's at the top firm in Phoenix. And then our SBA broker, shout out to Integro, is a powerhouse woman as well. And so we're building out this team, and it feels super exciting. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. This is just like a vulnerable conversation of my experience thus far.